When Mary moves into her recently separated father's new apartment complex, she thinks she'll only be there for a little while. However, upon meeting Charlie, a film noir-obsessed teen whose dad's been living in the building for years, she realizes this might not be the case. Charlie decides to explain the lay of the land and introduce her to his partner Nub, a mute artist who lives in the building. He reveals that they are hot on the trail of a recent murder, and Mary agrees to join the investigation in order to escape her awkward family situation. However, this murder might be closer to home than she could have ever expected. Welcome to the Divorced Dads Hotel.
Everything seems to click into place. The actors are within the environment. Charlie's direction, is kind of like guiding everyone through it. Everything just sort of clicks into place, and it's sort of riding that wave, So I think that the moment that we were shooting one of the most intense scenes of the movie, that energy was definitely present. And in the moment, there's no difference between fiction and it's real, because it's happening right in front of you, right? So it's a weird moment where you kind of believe the film. It's not just a project that you're making. It's sort of like something that you're involved in. And as a DP, my responsibility is like giving the visual identity and style of the film, but more so I think it's creating tone and atmosphere alongside with Charlie, of course. So I was just really happy that we were able to create that tone and atmosphere to have people engaged in the way that they were. I mean, Will and Mary and Charlie had phenomenal performances, and I think it was due to that.
So right now we're actually getting an exterior of the hotel itself. So it's really going to be kind of more of a intercut between scenes. So you would call it kind of an insert rather than a scene. But technically this is the start of scene 3.
Day 1 sets a precedent for the rest of the shoot. You want the crew to understand what your vision is going to be for the rest of the 3 days, and you really want the team to kind of come together. So we decided to shoot in one location with as much control as possible in a studio space we could set up however we wanted. Now, we have 4 scenes to shoot today, and they all have to be done with intention, integrity, and truth. That's going to be difficult, especially seeing as this is the first day our actors get to work on set and they're doing their most intensive scenes. However, with some grit, we're gonna get it done.
Do you ever get stuck in character?
Will you settle down and have another cup of coffee?
Is that a yes?
You sit down and let me explain something to you, all right? Because you don't know what it's like being a PI, all right? In this city, in this town, this broken ass town.
It's pretty insane.
I've met a couple of classy broads back in my day. It was nothing like this, let me tell you. People actually stood for something. They respected their elders. Now the youth, they're all on drugs.
He's talking about me.
Wow. Today was no hyperbole one of the best days of my life. And it was just, the filmmaking was so streamlined and so alive, and the crew was so in it, and the actors were so true, and it felt so intentional and intense and right. And there was just so much good that happened today.
I'm going to be divorced dad one day, mark my words.
But it's not over. We have tomorrow, and the endurance is the real important thing on a set. We have pool shots tomorrow, we have a new actress coming in, we have a location change. We have to be ready for it. I'm ready for it, the crew's ready for it, the actors are ready for it. Let's see it.
So Mateo, day 2. What we're doing now, setting up, getting everything going. We're at the pool.
So we're doing a dolly shot. Essentially, it's the gang, the crew, and then Nub is gonna jump in the pool, and we're gonna get Black Magic, the underwater housing. We're gonna be filming inside of the water, which I think is gonna be really cool. It's a hot day, so it's gonna be refreshing. But yeah, everything's looking good. Everything's looking nice, leveled. So yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, it's a hot day, so if you see any shirtless crew members, that's why.
I really like SZA's new album.
After this little insert of the diploma, they're going into like the huge climax confrontation scene, which is going to be really intense, and we need to like have the same dialed in mindset that we had yesterday around this time.
Honestly, because I imagined it originally starting here and going all the way, but I think it makes more sense film noir language-wise, and especially since we're shooting at the dark side of him right now, to have it come literally from a profile all the way, which is what you guys have.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
what I was thinking.
Awesome.
Charlie, you read my mind, baby.
I read the way you set up the tracks. They're like, Charlie, I haven't done this in a while. How do you do this? I'm like, I've never done this.
That's why you're the director.
You know what's funny about film sets, and it's weird. But a lot of times on professional film sets, the director is the one with the least amount of experience because they don't need any technical know-how technically. They just need a good crew around. Just shows you how important the crew is.
Aw.
Coming from here, so what you're seeing like this, and maybe like a little bit this scene, like so kind of silhouetted. They don't go like this. Yeah. It's the theme.
So we're setting up a dolly track for that, and we're also gonna set up an overhead shot with an Avenger arm.
BSing. He has no idea.
According to Rob.
BSing on the BTS thing.
Nice, nice. You should be a comedian. Yeah.
Action on rehearsal.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you had it right.
If possible.
Nice.
Can that happen? Because normally I know this is kind of where you've been standing. Yeah. Is it possible and comfortable for you to get up, maybe move like a step here? That should keep you,
Sure, I think.
if you can.
Yeah, don't we start off the shot with me standing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can just be there.
Okay.
That's no problem.
Could
Well,
we
we-
have you stand in the shot?
Yeah,
Could we
I
have you
think
stand in the shot?
it's better for coverage.
Coverage. We get you standing.
Yeah, sure.
What are you talking about? You make me sick. You sound sick.
James, you gotta do a little dance too, like Charlie.
Move through.
Where do you need it to be? Rip off.
Rip off.
Just like around his waist.
Oh, sorry. Watch.
So this slate good? Yeah.
Yeah, slate's good.
Scene 8C, take one, Mark.
Today was hard, I can't lie with you. Today was hard. We had mishaps at the pool where the camera wasn't working. I started drowning, blah, blah, blah. Then we had the new actress come in, location change. But guess what? That doesn't matter because we handled it. And that's what a great film crew does. They frickin' handle it. We have a great film crew. Tomorrow's going to be even better. We have so much we have to do tomorrow. It's our one day in an actual physical hotel building, which means we're going to have to be dealing with the public while we're shooting. We're going to get it done, though, because that's what we do. Period. End of story.
All right, well, as someone who would typically decorate a set, how does it feel to have a location that is this put together already?
Well, I mean, it's really nice. This used to be a very old, rundown hotel.
Rehearsal right now.
They recently, kind of in the last years, renovated to be more modern. And so the lobby has kind of stayed the same. So I had to add a couple of things, small details that will be more of related to the time frame that we wanted to set it in. But this is really the place where Charlie saw it all happening. That's why we're here.
essentially the way the shot's gonna work is we're gonna have 3 characters surrounding the film cart, and it's gonna act as a dolly because the camera's gonna move with the cart. So I think it's gonna look dope. But that's what's up. One big tail.
Yep, this looks sick. Can you explain to us some of the challenges in working in such a tight space like this, especially when it's not like a set, but you're working in a real environment?
What scares me is
bogeys. I'm like, that's why I asked you about
we gotta be so respectful, because the second somebody who's actually paying significant money to be here complains, you know, kicking out a film crew who basically already put their money down is easier than upsetting a client who's gonna leave a bad review. So what's scary about working in a small space is the bogeys that can come through, and also just set vibes can get a little bit. I've been on sets that get really small and are on small sets, and they kind of become like hot boxes. They become a little bit extra stressful just because of the way that moving around, you have to be extra communicative, planning out how to move around. If there's any kind of miscommunication, it really, you know, if we left stuff in one place and we have to get us something farther up in these hallways, it's gonna waste time, and that miscommunication can lead to frustration. So it's just about being extra communicative with everybody, because we're basically moving in one straight line here.
Will, we haven't heard much from you today. How are you feeling today?
Existential.
Where's the exhaustion level? Are you pushing through? Are you low on sleep? Are you hungover from last night?
I think it's just a combination of things, but mostly I've realized that, you know, no matter what I do, I might not ever make a significant impact in this world. But we're still in it to win it, baby. That's why we're here till 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. You understand? You understand?
Take one, Mark.
Charlie's chaotic as hell, but he's awesome, and like he knows how to get shit done, but then at the same time he's such a perfectionist that like we'd have to pick up the pace a little bit. But I think that's a really good thing, because like just looking at the shots, it's incredible, and so it's gonna be a really awesome film.
Yeah, so I'm Sophie Penn, and I was the script supervisor, and I also kind of gripped a little bit, so I was sort of like a griptee. I think this one's very like authentic to who he is. I think all of his films have like a very, very specific style, and like he's really good at like having that, where you can watch anything he's made and it's very much like a Charlie film. But I think this one, definitely, like to me at least, just like knowing the script and having worked on it, shows a lot of growth, and I think he really like grew up a lot and matured and kind of like came into himself. So yeah, it's cool to watch and like be a part of.
I helped carry all of this stuff here.
You helped me.
I literally carried the whole production on my shoulders, you know.
Do you think that you've learned a lot on this film set?
Hell yeah. Like I was, Robbie, perfect timing. I was just asking him about what an AD does, because I thought it was the same as a producer, and I was very wrong. So I'm just asking people questions about how stuff works, and then I'm also just observing how it works. And yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share about your experience or your time on the film?
Not really, but I would love to keep this hat if possible. So I'm just gonna like run out of here really quickly. Yeah.
Grip life.
Grip life. So that was probably a big ask, right, for Charlie to ask you to help out in this film. Why did you say yes?
He didn't have to ask. Just, you know, I would do it, and I would, no position I wouldn't do. And no, well, there is an amount of hours that I would not travel for you, but no position I wouldn't do for Charlie or a lot of the people here. So it was definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Yeah, man, I'm just blessed and really honored to be a part of this in any way, and it makes me all the more excited to see what kind of things come out of these great filmmakers in the future. Yeah, I'm excited to see the final cut of this thing, man. I have no idea what it's exactly going to look like, but from what I've seen so far, it should come together and it should look really, really pretty. So, and more important than all those things, it's really funny and it's got a heart. So, I'm excited.
All right, now stand up and walk out of the frame.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Luke.
Yep.
I think they should watch it because I don't think that I don't think that there's any other films out there that are like Charlie Hane's films, and you will definitely be entertained and you'll definitely be surprised, and I think you'll definitely be touched.
Yeah, like the biggest takeaway was just that our actions kind of spoke for how loud we cared about this film. I really couldn't be, I'm happier than I ever have been with anything I've ever worked on. I'm happier with the incredible vibe that we brought to set. I'm happier with the amount of effort we put into every single shot. I think all of us know the quality of what this thing we made is, and we've said it before and we'll say it again, like, this is our film now. let him in.
Who's got the U-Haul lock and key?
Wait, is still no one down there?
Well, no, Sedona's down there watching it, but now the lock is gone. You and Liv were down by the truck. The lock with the key in it was on the ground next to the truck. Marie and I go back down.
It popped. I got kind of nervous and I just started moving my hand. I'm sorry, guys. The U-Haul key is gone. I love you guys. I didn't know how to end it, dude. The moment's ruined. I popped the champagne. There's no climax to this speech. The champagne was popped. Okay, cheers, everybody. Everyone come up. Yeah. That was ridiculous.